How you guys
Well,
doing?
we're good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not long.
chilling.
Not long till the little one comes.
I mean, could be right in the middle of this interview. It could be
Oh,
any second now.
If you just
Here's
get
an
up and start
exclusive.
running, we will fully understand.
That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, just panic mode.
Yeah,
Dude,
you see a cloud of smoke.
That's what I'm doing right now, man. This is what you got to look forward to. I'm literally ordering my kids' school lunches right now. So
Really?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh man, I'm ready.
And then, okay, because this morning it took me about like 45 minutes just to get them to put their iPads down and get dressed for school so I could get my ass out here. And they're just sitting there like, yeah, dad, sure, dad, okay, dad. And I was losing my fucking mind, man. Never get your kids an iPad. There's some dad advice for you.
All right. I was gonna ask you for some dad advice, so I appreciate
The first
that.
bit of advice is don't get an iPad.
Yeah.
I like that. That's solid. I'll tell that to my wife after this. No iPads.
Do you feel like at the moment you just like thirsting for knowledge about what's coming, or you kind of in the mindset of just like we'll deal with it when it comes and we'll experience it along the way, or are you someone that really wants to know everything going into it?
I am definitely more we'll figure it out as we go. But thankfully my wife is the exact opposite, and she knows like so much already. Like
Yeah.
she has so much information already that I'm like I'm blown away. It's crazy. TikTok, man. It's teaching the world.
It's
She's on baby talk and mom talk, and it's awesome.
God damn.
There's a whole world of information being delivered in dancing videos now.
Yeah.
Which is
This is how you change
Yeah.
your nappy.
Yeah,
that's how Johnny got famous.
Should I trust it? I don't know. Probably not, but it's the best we got right now. So we're going with the
And
TikTok tutorials.
How are you going through the process of it? Because like I found that it was hard for me to sort of connect with the fact that I was actually going to be a dad until my son was born. It was just like, yeah, I'm having a kid. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Yeah, it's happening. And then as soon as I saw him, I was like, holy fuck. And like everything has just changed.
I think that's how I am right now, because I'm just like, I don't think you can really. There's no way to have that feeling or to even know yet, So it's like, yeah, right now I'm just like, yeah, we're ready. I think we're ready. We got the nursery. We're good. We got all the stuff, and I think I'm mentally prepared. But then as soon as she goes into labor, like I feel like I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
what is happening? Like
Meanwhile, she's been growing a human inside of her this whole time and like having that genuine feeling connection. Whereas you can be like touch and be like, yeah, there's a baby in there, but that means nothing to you.
Nah, I mean, she still thinks it's not real though. She's like, this isn't happening. This is crazy. Like we're still in denial. This is actually real.
It's gonna get real fast, real quick.
Oh yeah.
The watermelon's talking now. It's doing stuff. Look, this is a pretty intense time for you, not only with about to have firstborn, but also releasing a new baby into the world in another form.
Oh, nice, dude.
Dropping an album, dropping a baby.
Yeah, that's a whole heap to put on your plate at one time. Was there any thought of time you being like, maybe we need to stagger this a bit more, or was just like, if we're gonna do it, go hard all at once?
Yeah, it just all landed on this. It just happened to work out like this, and yeah, I don't know. We actually thought about trying to plan our pregnancy a while back, but that didn't happen at all. So
yeah, I feel
so
like that's a lot harder to
but,
plan than an album.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to like wrap our heads around it. Could we like, if we got pregnant in like this month, then maybe I'd be home in this month. It's just too hard to wrap our heads around. So
yeah, the anticipation for Jaws of Life is palpable. Like six years since the last release, you guys are really keeping people waiting. How's that experience been for you? Like feeling that anticipation and that lust, because you've also, credit to you guys, have managed to maintain a huge momentum and huge following, like a passionate following, without releasing too much new music, which, well done. That's really cool.
one of my best friends is like, let's go 10. Why not 10 years? Everything's going great. We're 6.
Don't do it, man. Just don't do that.
I'm like, stop, dude. Yeah. It's pretty wild, man. I don't know how that happens, but sometimes when we get off tour, our fans just get even more supportive, and they just keep rooting for us. And so that was like super important for us and really inspiring for us for this record to kind of like to finish it and to continue writing it and to get it all done. Was just, seeing them still commenting and being like excited for new music, and all those little supportive words were huge for us.
Yeah.
And how's the reception been to the songs that have dropped? Because I mean, like, obviously it's a huge, exciting time, and the fans are like, take your time, but hurry up, come back. Is there any sort of like mixed emotions about, oh God, they're waiting all this time and they're being so great and so supportive? What are they going to think when we drop this?
Right. Our true fans have been really excited and stoked, but one of the things that we're super excited about is that there's a whole new generation of music lovers and youth out there who are finding music, and so to them, like, our band's almost like brand new, and and that feeling is something that we've been experiencing on tour over the last few months, and seeing all these new fans out that have never seen our band play, and they're just like discovering us for the first time, and that is like a whole new I guess just like inspiration for us, like a fire for us. We're like, oh my God, look at all these new fans. Like, every night I'll be like, who's seen us before? Like 25% of the crowd. Who's never seen us? The whole fucking crowd goes crazy.
Wow.
Like, so to us, that's like, that's a revival. That's like a whole, like, we feel like we have a whole new era ahead of us of our band, which is like so exciting.
Yeah. The initial response from Passing the Bonnet, the first single you guys released, it had a real tone change. It had like a lot of like real grungy 90s influences in it, which I really loved. And it was cool seeing the comments, how many people were like, oh, like, yeah, it's cool because it has your sound, but it's still like entering into a new sort of, I don't know, edge to the band. How is that stuff performing live compared to the older stuff, the big singles? Like, are you finding that stuff's getting as much excitement because people are new to the band in some parts?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. It's been so fun playing the new songs because especially past Nirvana, we when we were writing, we had posters of our own crowds all over the studio because we had these amazing photos from all these years of touring of like our actual crowds, and we put them up around to kind of remind us of like where we were going to be eventually and where these songs are going to be played. And so on that song in particular, I remember just picturing like, I just can't wait to see that crowd jumping like a Rage Against the Machine crowd, like the whole thing going like that. And I was like, that's what I envisioned for that song. And then when we got it on tour, and it was just all happened right in front of us, and it was so amazing to see it like manifest in front of us. And yeah, man, it's been incredible. I can't wait to play the rest of the songs, but yeah, it just feels really gratifying to see that in real life.
It is a definite and noticeable sound shift as well. But like Nate said, it just still sound like you guys. Obviously, you've got a very sort of iconic vocal, which obviously helps with that. But what was the inspiration for leaning into this genre? Because it does have quite a grunge and even like, I guess, slightly indie vibe in some moments. What were you guys listening to, if anything, or was it just sort of like, this is something we just feel like we want to do now?
Yeah, I think honestly, it was we had a supernatural shift from, I was not really writing a lot of like metally riffs. I kind of was, I felt like we really did a lot of that in the last 2 albums, and so I was just naturally I was craving something else, so I started pulling inspirations from the bands that I grew up on, different bands that I grew up on, like Stone Temple Pilots and like Bush and Garbage and Cranberries, and and all these kind of inspirations that are really, they've always been a part of Pierce LaVale, but I really leaned into them on this record and kind of explored that, especially in the guitar work. So that's kind of where it started, was just writing riffs that were a little less trying to impress you. I'm not trying to impress you with my shredding. Like we've done that. It's more about like, can you write a really powerful riff, and not have to like, be like going a million miles an hour with your fingers, something that's like simple and melodic and powerful in that way. So that was a big challenge for us. And I think that's what it's really about, is trying to do things for the first time. Like having, like, challenging your band and challenging yourself to take a risk. And that's what's like really fun, like this record, there's a song on the record called Shared Trauma where I sing in the lowest register I've ever sang in, like out of any Pierce LaVale record. And because I'm usually known for singing really high, and I was like, what this song is in a super low key, and it was really fun for me to like try and do that, and really hard too. So
it doesn't
like,
doesn't sound hard though. You've pulled it off. We've been sitting on the album for a while, thankfully, and you've sit on it, but like, that doesn't seem like a hard thing for you to do. Like I don't know whether, obviously there's a lot of production time and practice, but you do it fairly effortlessly, it seems. So is there any nerves going into doing that live?
Not really. I'm excited to do it live. I mean, I don't know. You never know what a song is going to do live or how it's going to feel, and we haven't even practiced that live. We don't even know how we would do that exactly yet. But it's interesting to see, like, when we play the first like 20 seconds of the song as a band, like in our practice space. Like I remember the first time we tried to do Even When I'm Not With You together, it was like, damn, like this is like a wall of sound in this room, because we're all playing the same riff at the same exact time. So it's like, whoa, we've never done anything like this. This sounds crazy. So well, I'm excited to try all these and see what they do.
What song on the album? Now, I'm not sure if the album will be out by the time we drop this chat, but probably not.
Nope, not quite.
But
the track list is out, so it's fine.
The track list is out, yeah. So what song off the album are you looking forward to playing the most? And what track are you a little bit more sort of, I'll say hesitant, but only in terms of like its sort of sonic landscape and how you're going to do it live?
I think one I'm most excited to play is the last song on the record. It's called 12 Fractures. And just because I think that song could be a really intimate moment in the set, where it's just like, it could even just be me with a guitar, and like, and I love those moments because I can really hear the voices, and we can have like a I don't know, it transforms connection, and it transforms the venue and the room into like this whole like movement and this whole sound. And so those moments, I live for those moments. Those are, I think, what I missed the most when we were off tour, was like those times when it was just like us in the crowd singing this thing together, giving them the mic. And so that song I think is going to be really fun. I think one that I would be a little hesitant is probably the first track on the record, which is like kind of just a epic rock journey of a song. Like it was the hardest one to record. It was the hardest one to write. It was like, it gave us like a run for our money. So that one is still intimidating to me.
I like that. That's why it's the start of the album, because it's all downhill. It gets easier from there.
Dude. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, get it out of the way first, and then we can chill out.
I don't know if I actually said this to you, but I'm going to say it to you now after you used sorry to cut you off. You're about to say something.
That's fine.
But when you said epic rock journey, I'm not sure if I said this to you. Sorry, dying. You've been yelling at my kids all morning. To me, this album is kind of like the Black Parade, in the sense that you've kept your sound. It sounds like you, but you've stepped away. And you've also taken some massive, massive leaps. But throughout the album, like, it does have like an epic rock vibe to it. That's nice. The way I see it.
That's amazing. I hearing that gets me excited. Like I'm really pumped to hear that because I love what they do with that record, and I think that this record it feels that way too, because I think we've kind of rebranded our whole aesthetic as well. So it's not just from the music. We made an effort to kind of like wipe the slate completely clean of every angle of how we approach this band. So new producer, we recorded in a new city, in a new studio. We recorded this album in a house in New Orleans. That was a huge conscious effort to like do something totally different and put our minds in a different place. We have a new design team. So, we've been working with the same design team for the last 10 years at least. And so we decided to try someone new and give us like a completely new feel. And it really wasn't about like, we didn't like what we were doing. It was more about like, we just craved something new, like completely. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's why I think everything just feels so fresh for us.
Off the back of that, there's been a massive revival of the pop punk emo space. Like seeing the crowds you guys got at that When We Were Young Fest, and seeing the response that people and artists that you kind of grew up with. Does that, if you're kind of craving something new and you're trying to move into this new era, does that any of that feel a little frustrating because there's going to be this huge demand for like the nostalgic older stuff? Or is that something that you're really happy to kind of throw in the mix there while still adding into this new era?
I think that I like where we approached everything, because the nostalgia is still there and it will always be there forever, and I don't honestly think that they really want us to write another 2005 emo record. I think that they may think they want that, but I don't think that's what you really want.
If you deliver that, they'll be pissed.
Yeah, you really want to hear the hits and the things that you grew up loving, because that's why it's still so big, and that's why When We Were Young is so successful, is because it's based off of memory.
Yeah.
It's all just based off of your childhood and stuff like that, and that's so powerful, and that runs deep, and that's never going to go away. So
yeah, 100%.
I think, and I like that we were able to approach with some fresh sound and have something new going on with our band as well, and looking to the future. So
you're still always going to have those fans though that are going to get on after us. Why didn't you play track 7 off your very first album from like 12 years ago? This band is dead to me.
Yeah, but I embrace all that. Like we want to give them what they want. We're not like, we don't. I've never been into the idea of when bands are like, oh, we're never playing that song again, man. That doesn't represent us anymore. Like I like the idea of embracing what we've done, with our fans and what we've built, and giving them, that what they want to hear, because that's just so much fun, is to have us all celebrate these songs that we grew up with. So
yeah, exactly. But like that's become like a huge thing now anyway. Bands are like anniversary tours are such a huge thing now. Like, and fans are still going to sit there and be like, well, hopefully in 5 years' time, they're going to do the 10 or 20-year anniversary tour of that album that we really loved. So
what Pierce the Veil have done is they just don't release an album for every 10 years. And then they just, every time they release it's a new anniversary tour.
Flawless.
Yeah, we tell you about it 10 years earlier, and then it finally comes out. And
you finally just listen to it for the first time.
Yeah. Okay, settle down, Guns N' Roses. Or Tool.
You want to know what our booking agent called our album?
Oh, here we go.
He's like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Guns N' Roses album that took like 15 years to make.
Chinese Democracy? Yeah.
He was calling our album Mexican Democracy for like.
You know what? You should have just done it. That would have been hilarious.
Every time I talk to him, he's like, "Is Mexican Democracy done yet?" I'm like, "Fuck off!"
I'm still getting my cornrows done, man. I can't do it yet.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, I was wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt.
Yeah, wow.
How
there you go.
Love it.
So where with the upcoming bub, what's the timeline look for you guys of like being able to play this new stuff? Are you trying to do some downtime at home and settling into being a father for a while, or have you kind of got to hit the ground running off the back of the album?
We're really hitting it. I'm not going to be home for a lot of time. I took like some time off so that I can be with my wife and we can have the baby, and I can be home long enough to kind of help as much as I can. And then we'll be leaving I think like about a month and a half after the baby's born. But everything is like kind of like we're gone for a little bit and then we're home for a little bit and then we're gone, so I still have a good amount of time. Like I'm confiding in a lot of my friends who have kids and who have done this, who are touring bands who have who've gone on this journey. And so like I'm just asking a lot of questions of like, how did you guys do it? How did you do it? And like how exactly in other words, crying for help. And I'm just trying to see like, like I was talking to do you know who K-Flay is?
No.
You ever heard of K-Flay? She's an amazing artist, and she mentioned something that she had seen people do, which was like like this band, they got a what do you call it, a star coach, which is there's a bed in the back of the bus. So that was actually like a genius idea. I was like, oh shit, like we could get a star coach, and then instead of a back lounge, we would have a back bedroom if I did want to bring the family out, we could do that.
Yeah,
these are like little like tips that I'm getting from my friends. And we got
I guess
figure it out somehow.
Your wife and you have been together for such a long time. It's not as though she's like new to this world and what you do and have these expectations on you, which would help, I think.
Yeah.
If it was all of a sudden just like, and we met and we got married and we had a baby straight away, then maybe it would make it harder. But you've got that support and trust in each other to know that.
She's going to be the opposite though. She's going to be like, dude, bills are stacking up. Don't you have some gigs to play? Like
no 6 years this time.
Go on, get on your little bus. How'd you go?
That. Yeah. Why do you think the album is coming out? We finally got we got pregnant, and she was like, you got to finish this thing.
You're not going to have time afterwards. So, that's so exciting. We're so pumped for the world to hear this album. So we've been sitting on it for a while, and truly it feels like you guys are just hitting a new stride and a new strength. And hopefully once baby life settled in, we can get you back out here to Oz, because it's been a hot minute since we've had you out here.
Oh, absolutely, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you guys again. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we are. Johnny and I were talking about this a little while ago. We saw you like literally 5 minutes down the road from where we are here in like a tiny little club with Attack way back in the day.
Yeah, Oasis Youth Centre it's called in Wild.
Damn.
This is, I'm talking like 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
So I'm imagining the venues might be a little bigger this time, but we're still just excited to have you back.
Let's hope so. Because those were some tiny venues.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh God, I remember that tour. We played this one venue on that tour that was just like, it was so weird. It was like a on the second floor of just like what felt like a library, or I don't know. It was so random. There were some weird shows on that tour. And so we're excited to come back. And
I kind of like those tours though. The ones that are really weird and small and obscure venues.
Oh yeah, like youth halls and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean those were some crazy shows. And but yeah, I mean, I think the last thing we did over there might have been like Soundwave or something like that. I don't even.
Which shows how long ago that was, because that hasn't been around for a hot minute now.
Yeah. So we're excited, man. It's gonna be great. It's all coming together.
Hell yeah. All right, do we want to finish off with some fun stuff?
I'd love to, John.
What do you want to do? Give me some would you rathers?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, new guest, some old bangers.
Take it away.
What do you guys got? What are you guys doing?
I don't know. I just throw it in the deep end.
Store for me here.
Well, this is the stuff people actually want to hear. All right. So would you rather every day for the rest of your life, you got to wake up to one of these songs as your alarm ringtone? Nickelback Photograph or Creed with Arms Wide Open, and you have to listen to the whole song. You can't get out of bed until you listen to the whole song.
Okay. Well, I gotta go with Creed. I love some Creed, man. I'll tell you what, I have no shame with my love for Creed, especially the first record. Maybe not with Arms Wide Open, but it's funny. The same guy that I was talking to you about that was giving me shit, calling us Mexican democracy. He's one of my best friends and our booking agent. And I remember the first time we met. We're the same age, and we met in our early 20s. And I had a CD booklet back when that was the thing, you know. And I remember him flipping through my CD booklet, and he saw my Creed CD, and he was threatening to drop our band off of his roster because he saw my Creed CD.
Look, I like you, man, but you need to work on your taste.
No, fuck that, man.
Creed,
dude. As a guitarist, though, as well, like Tremonti rips. That dude's got rips for
I had a
days.
PRS.
Yeah,
a PRS because of Tremonti. Like, no shame, man. They were amazing.
100%.
Yeah, I like. Okay, on that vein, then let's go to some bands with equal credibility. You got to do the same question again, but you're going with All Star by Smash Mouth or Tub Thumpin' Chumbawamba.
Oh, Chumbawamba! That song is amazing.
It is amazing. So
that song.
Yeah, I just imagine laying in bed, it's be like, I get knocked down, but just be so pumped to start the day every day.
My buddy or my bandmates, Jaime especially, whenever that song comes on, they have like a thing they do to it. They literally fall down every time, and then they get back up again, like over and over again, and it's amazing to watch.
It's an exhausting song, though.
I would like to see if you'd still want to wake up to that song after a few restless, sleepless nights with a newborn.
Oh, dude.
It becomes more relevant. I do get knocked down.
Every 3 hours.
I relate to this. But, you know, I get back up again, and I like that.
All right. So, would you rather be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the Star Wars universe, and who would you play?
Dude, I love Marvel, and I think Star-Lord is my favorite character.
You're the first person that answered with that one.
Oh, yeah. Guardians is my favorite. It's funny. On one of our songs, I actually make a Marvel reference. I don't know how I somehow mixed in a lyric about Marvel in one of our songs. So it's like on a song called Resilience. I said, what do I say? When the royal crown is gone and everything is ours, regenerate that kind of power, reason for the Marvel gods.
Oh,
that's a true fan right there. Dropping them in. Hells yeah.
Very.
What is it about Star-Lord that you like resonate with? Why him as a character?
He likes to dance, man.
He likes to dance. I just liked his dude, I just loved everything about that movie. I loved the soundtrack. I loved his comedy approach to it. It honestly, it was very reminiscent of Harrison Ford and like
I can see that.
You know, like having that kind of like you can be serious, but he can also be really funny. And so I think he did a great job. And it was just a perfect balance of comedy and action and everything.
I'm excited to see the final installment of that too. I feel like it's going to really set the stage for this new era of Marvel too.
I feel they absolutely nailed that sort of, like you were talking, that half serious, half comedy, like really relatable, likable character. I feel like they nailed that no better than when they did it with like Star-Lord and Ant-Man. Like, and that casting was perfect for both of them. Like, just such great dudes.
Yeah, man, I love it.
I'm going to give you the divisive one, the hard one. This is the one that separates bands, it separates men from boys, it separates us. You're about to go on stage. You're warm, you're dry, you're comfortable, you're ready to rock out. Before you step on stage, you have to put on either cold, wet underwear or cold, wet socks. What do you choose?
It's a great question. I gotta go cold wet underwear because like I just because cold socks is like the worst. So you guys can relate to this. You're from Australia, and we wear Converse a lot or Vans, and like when we go to cold, wet places, yeah.
I've got Converse on right now. Also,
Got Vans on right now.
Exactly. I'm pinned you guys.
He sees
So-
us.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like when your feet, when we wear these shoes to like the UK, and like our feet get soaked and cold, and it's awful. Like it is like it's truly a Southern California, Australia thing that we can relate to.
Have you experienced cold, wet underwear though on stage? Chafing.
I can't say that I have, but I think that's where my choice comes from, is that
Better the devil you know.
yeah, I don't know that feeling yet. So
That's fair.
maybe it's not so bad.
It would be horrendous.
Maybe I'll like it.
I think.
So you know what? I'm going to do this more often.
You are not going to believe this. You guys have got to try it.
You know what I do before every show? Cold wet underwear.
Yeah, just in the ice bucket, dip it. What do you do? I'll be on stage in a minute, boys. I just got to put my underwear on.
Hey, TikTok's a crazy thing. You put that on TikTok, that shit might take off.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude. Show my real show routine. That would
Yeah.
maybe go viral.
I think if anyone could do it, it's you, my man. Dude,
I'll
well,
do it for you guys.
thank you for taking the time to hang out. As you said, we're so excited for the world to experience Jaws of Life. Congratulations on both that and your upcoming bub.
Yeah, stoked we finally got to make this happen. We've tried a couple of times now, so thanks for giving us some time. It's definitely a busy time for you.
Absolutely, man. This has been awesome. Thank you.
No problems.
We appreciate it. And,
Good luck with everything.
Yeah, all the best.
You guys as well. Thank you.
Peace.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Peace.